we live in interesting times, right? Because I think the legacy of this form of consensus urbanism, it's not only taking place in a physical realm, but also in a virtual realm. So often it's forms of intangible forms of urbanism that challenge this idea of the urban form being just concrete, being something like tarmac roads or sidewalks. And this is exactly what we research or what we talk about when we talk about ecumenopolis. That is the idea of like these invisible networks that connect people and international money transfers, remittances. So, for example, with the Occupy movement, you can see all the grassroots initiatives that started after these spontaneous cities emerge in squares all around the world. In Spain, for example, they have taken the form of a new political party and or multiple political parties or citizen platforms. One of them is actually now ruling the city of Madrid. So there is a direct impact on how the city is now being governed, and that emerged from a city that was just a temporary thing that emerged from nowhere. I think also there is a cultural legacy if we look at other forms of spontaneous or consensus urbanism, like the Filipina maids in Hong Kong every Sunday when they meet around Statue Square, and how that has created a form of celebration or like a temporary event that is now part of the cultural landscape of Hong Kong. I mean, every Sunday you would know what to expect if you were to go to that space. So these are the forms of legacy that we see at present in there. But what we wonder is like, how can this legacy be pushed further? How can this legacy perhaps be brought to a much more tangible term? How can we make it much more efficient in the way we build cities, right? The example of the refugees is fascinating. I mean, I think right now all these camps that are being set out in Eastern Europe or Greece, these are temporary settlements, but I think they would require new infrastructure, new legislation to change borders, or also to change ideas of identity and what does Europe want to become. Oh wait, let me think. Yeah, from this festival I'm taking the same kind of networks and contacts with people that I hope I maintain, and as well as like ideas for a different type of territory. I mean, we have to think. I think we live in a time where we have to rethink Europe, and I think Europe has transcended this idea of just an amalgamation of territories and invisible borders or very visible ones. What does it mean to be European in this day and age? What does it mean? I mean, what is the idea of nation state? These concepts are the things that I want to develop and I bring with me. I mean, yesterday, for example, I attended a workshop on hacking Wi-Fi, and suddenly there is this whole sphere that is completely untapped and wild, that opens up a huge gate for new possibilities of redefining this identity that really transcends this idea of biometric data or who we are. Do we have a red passport, or do we have another passport, or do we have a Schengen visa, or how is this configured? I think is what is becoming very, very interesting, and this is the discussion that I hope I bring with me.
Okay, and so what kind of alternative Europe are you working for?
Perhaps the alternative Europe that I'm working for is the Europe that stops being Europe, that stops being an entity. I would like to live in a Europe that is an integrated part of the world. By integrated, I mean, can the whole world be a Schengen zone? Can the whole world be one collective territory that operates unanimously? I mean, I don't think the Schengen zone is a good example, but I guess a Europe with active citizenry and space for citizen action, for sparking new ideas about how individuals relate to the territory.